If you remember, we left Matt Brady, the sheriff, at the Shamrock Cafe talking to Dolly Porter. Meanwhile, the dude and the Nevada kid, who had escaped from the jail in Glen Forks, locked Corky in the cell. When her father got home, he let her out and she told him what had happened. Meanwhile, the posse from the next town caught up with the dude and the Nevada kid and chased them into the woods. But the two young outlaws succeeded in giving them the slip. They decided to hide out at Uncle Dan's for a few days and ordered him to get them something to eat. And when Corky and Freddie came looking for White Shadow, who was lost, Uncle Dan didn't dare let them in. The two youngsters started away from the cabin when they saw the outlaws' horses and grabbed them. And when the kid lifted his gun to shoot the two kids, the dude let him have it.
Ooh. Come on, Freddie, knock on it! Sure was a narrow escape. Yeah, but we made it. Sure did. Those outlaws won't get far without their horses. Come on, we gotta get word to the sheriff. Hey, Mom, we got him.
Well, good. Well, where were they?
Oh, he don't mean Duchess and White Shadow. He means those two bank robbers that busted out of jail. Yeah, they're out at Uncle Dan. Yeah, and they won't get far because we got away with their horses.
Corky, don't tell me you got mixed up with those bank robbers again.
Yeah, and we got them right where we want them.
Oh, Corky, what'll your father say?
Probably darn pleased about it, that's for sure. Say, we gotta get a hold of him and tell him about this so he can go to Uncle Dan's and get those two.
I'll find him, Corky.
Thanks, Mr. Walsh. Tell Pop to hurry. See, I gotta find Shadow. He wasn't at Uncle Dan's. I'll see you.
Now, Corky, you're not going anywhere.
Wait for me.
Oh, no, you don't. You I can handle.
Well, wise guy,
Where do we go from here?
You're a smart boy. Why don't you tell me?
I thought you were the brains of this outfit.
You know something, kid? I've been thinking.
Don't strain yourself.
No, maybe we're not as smart as we think we are.
No, it wasn't our fault those punk kids grabbed our horses.
Oh, wait a minute. I don't mean that. For 2 years now, you know, we've been on the run. One sheriff right after another, hot on our tail. Well, what do we got? What's it got us?
Don't tell me you're going soft.
You know, yesterday I had a whole saddlebag full of money. What good did it do me? I couldn't even stop long enough to buy a ham sandwich.
Yeah, you've been listening to that old windbag back there.
Well, maybe. At least the old guy can go to bed at night without waking up with the law breathing down his neck.
What's got into you? I thought I was tied up with a real big guy.
Yeah, a real big guy.
Hold it.
Oh, wait a minute. Hello, Snitch.
Snitch?
Yeah, Snitch is a thief. Just like us.
We're not thieves. We're outlaws.
Outlaws. Like Corky says, a pair of two-bit show-offs.
You're crazy.
Well, maybe I am. We're both crazy, though. Anybody that thinks he can beat this game has got to be crazy. You know the only difference between us and that bear? Huh? You just don't know any better. You better listen to Uncle Dan, Snitch. He says a guy's got to be a sucker to spend his life playing tag with a bear trap.
Looks to me like nobody's home. We'll soon find out. Jake and Joe, you take the back. Nels, you get around there. Me and Pete will tackle the front door. Cover me, Pete.
Oh, Madam, good to see you.
Uncle Dan.
Oh, good to see you. Thank you, man.
Serves you right. You should let me give you that gun.
Oh, well, they didn't hurt me, Matt. They just tied me up to make sure that I didn't warn you.
How long ago did they leave?
Oh, they left right after Corky and Freddie took their horses.
Corky and Freddie took their horses.
Oh, well, they came here looking for White Shadow, you see.
Well,
The boys thought that she'd get word to you, and so they left. I don't imagine they'll get very far without their horses, poor fellows.
Don't tell me you're still wasting your sympathy on those two.
Oh, no, Matt, they're not really outlaws. They're already getting a little scared.
Well, we better get on their trail. But for the love of Mike, take care of yourself, Uncle Dan.
Oh, don't you worry about me. You just look out for yourselves, because that young partner of the dude's, he's a little trigger happy.
So are we. Come on, Pete. All right, boys. We're too late. They ducked out. Pete, you take the boys, find Sheriff Martin, tell him to take charge. I gotta find those kids before they get into more trouble. Come on, boys.
Need a little more practice.
Sure you are, huh? You ought to be ashamed of yourself, running off without even saying a word to anybody. I suppose you don't even care that I got tossed in the clink, or that the dude and his partner got away. And all on account of you. Aren't you ashamed of yourself? White Shadow Brady, what do you mean by walking out on me? When I'm talking to you, I don't want you Golly. No wonder you ran away. You couldn't leave Duchess at a time like this. I'm sorry I scolded you. You're a good girl, Duchess. And your babies are just beautiful. You sure are a little cutie. Little one, may you smile in your sleep. Close your eyes, little one, little one. You're as sweet as a flower. Close your eyes, little one. Love will surround you. Angels around you will fly. For they know
it's Corky.
you're from heaven.
What's she doing here?
You ought to know by now she's liable to be any place.
Come on, let's get out of here.
Oh, wait a minute.
May your dreams
I'll walk into anything.
be sweet. Close your eyes, little one. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Come on, Shadow. We better get home before we both get paddled. Shadow, we can go home now. Shadow, where'd you go to now? All right, Pop. Come home whenever you're ready.
Let's go grab her horse.
Now, what good is one horse going to do us?
Well, one horse is better than no horse.
Oh, it's you.
Get off the horse.
I will not.
Kid, leave her alone. Leave her alone.
Oh! Right, you little... I said let her alone. You stay out there.
Good work, dude. Sheriff?
No, you're too late. Freddie, where's Corky? Uncle Dan said she'd be here with you.
She was.
But she went out again to look for White Shadow, and she hasn't come back.
Dolly, you ought to have more sense than to let her go out in these woods alone with that dude and his partner on the loose.
I tried, Matt, but you know Corky. She said you wouldn't mind if she went out to look for Shadow.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Dolly, but that girl... How'd you like to adopt her?
Just say when.
Huh? Oh, well, I'll think it over.
Maybe she found Shadow and took him home.
Why don't you go and see, Freddie?
All right, Mom.
Never mind, son. I'll look on my way by. Now, if she should happen to come back here, you tell her to stay put until she hears from me. And that's an order. Corky, you home?
That you, Sheriff?
Oh, there you are. What do you mean running off like this? Didn't I tell you to wait down at the Shamrock till I got back?
Gee, Pop, I had to find Shadow.
Now, look here, young lady. I've had just about enough of your nonsense. I told you to wait down at Dolly Porter's, and I meant it.
Well, Pop, I'm just trying to tell you that...
But nothing. Here I am trying to round up the two slickest outlaws in the county, and you're not satisfied until you're out gumming up the works.
Pop, you let me explain to me. I'm trying to tell you...
It's got to stop. Do you understand, Corky? I'm sick and tired of it.
Pop, I'm trying to tell you what happened.
Once and for all, you stay out of my affairs. You understand?
Yes, Pop.
All right. Well, did you find Shadow?
Yeah, he was with Duchess, just as I suspected.
Fine pair you two are, wasting my time like this. Confound it, don't you see I've got enough trouble?
Pop, that's swearing.
Well, it's enough to make a man swear, busting out of jail right under our very noses.
I don't blame you, Matt, for being a little upset about that. But they're sorry now that they did it. Huh? They realize now they shouldn't have done it.
Yeah, it took a long time, but they finally got it into their silly heads that they can't go around robbing banks and not pay for it.
What the devil are you two talking about?
Come on and I'll show you, Pop.
Holy catfish.
I ran into them in the woods, and they gave themselves up.
Kid of yours is a real fast talker.
Uncle Dan's not so bad either. He was looking for Duchess, and then he came along in time to help me convince the dude.
She convinced me, all right. Then, I convinced him.
Yes, you did. But don't forget, we're supposed to get some time off for good behavior.
Maybe I shouldn't have promised them that. Huh? Sheriff? Huh?
Why ask me? I'm not sheriff around here anymore. I just resigned.
Golly. You said it, White Shadow. Golly Moses.